What's so special about the Bible? What makes it different from every other sacred book? Why has it shaped civilizations, changed lives, and inspired people not just to live for it, but to die for it? And here is the surprising part. Every civilization tells stories about heroes of strength, virtue, and glory. But the Bible tells a very different story. It isn't a story about heroes or perfection. It's a story about failure and brokenness, and what God chooses to do with and through broken people. In the ancient world, stories were written to impress. Civilizations glorified their heroes. Hercules, born of gods and man, celebrated for his strength. Gilgamesh, the mighty king who sought immortality and conquered monsters. Alexander the Great, said to be descended from Zeus and remembered for conquest and glory. Their legends were polished, their victories magnified, their image carefully preserved, because failure didn't fit the story of a hero. But the Bible tells a very different kind of story. It doesn't hide the cracks. It shows people as they really were, flawed, fearful, and often faithless. Abraham lied about his wife. Jacob deceived his father. Moses was a murderer. David committed adultery and tried to cover it up. Jonah ran from God. Peter denied Jesus 3 times. Paul persecuted the very faith he would later die for. These aren't minor characters, they are the central figures of the story. And their failures aren't erased, they are recorded, preserved, and remembered. And yet, these are the people God chose, not because they were strong, but because they were available. Not because they were flawless, but because grace does its best work in broken places. In the ancient world, even genealogies were written to impress. Kings traced their lineage to gods. Rulers claimed divine descent to legitimize power. Family trees were polished to elevate legacy. But the Bible does the opposite. When the Gospels record the genealogy of Jesus, something astonishing appears. Women are included. For a first century reader, this would have been shocking because ancient genealogies were almost always traced through man. Yet Jesus' family line includes women, and not just any women. Tamar, Rahab, Ruth, Bathsheba. In fact, Tamar, Rahab, and Bathsheba were the black sheep in the line of Abraham and David. Their stories involve some of the most serious sexual sins the ancient world recognized: incest, fornication, and adultery. And in most ancient genealogies, names like these would have been quietly erased. But in the Bible, they remain because the story of Jesus' family is not a story of spotless ancestry. Just think about it. God could have placed Jesus on someone's doorstep without involving anyone at all. But instead, he chose to enter the world through ordinary people. And when you step back and look at the whole picture, you begin to see it. That family tree is full of dirty laundry. Swindlers, prostitutes, liars, wicked kings, and other rascals. And still, through that broken family tree, God brings the Savior of the world. It is as if God is putting His grace on full display, reminding us that no one is beyond His reach, that He can take broken pieces and put them together, take shattered lives and make them whole, take broken hopes and turn them into new beginnings. And that is the message of Jesus' family tree. And that's not all. Other sacred writings, the Quran, the Vedas, the Bhagavad Gita, contain wisdom and moral instruction. But they often show humanity reaching for the divine. The Bible tells a different story. Not people climbing toward heaven, but heaven stepping down into human history, into weakness, suffering, and failure. And so the next time you open its pages, don't read it as distant history. Read it as a mirror. Because somewhere between Genesis and Revelation, you will find yourself. Your fear in Moses, your doubt in Thomas, your sorrow in David, your wondering in Jonah. And you will find something else. The same grace that met them is still reaching for you. Because the God who wove grace through the lives of liars, outcasts, and sinners is still writing your story.